I can hear my beautiful voice perfectly now.
Help the mummies get into the restaurant. Drop them through the trap doors so the weight on each side of the balance stays almost the same. To drop a mummy, click on it when it's over a trap door. When the difference in weight between the two sides of the balance is smaller than the number at the center of the scale, the mummies on the balance can go inside. Careful! Don't let the balance touch the ground or you'll have to start again. To get the SPD part, you need to help 20 mummies get into the restaurant. Help Matt use the grappling hook to close the window blinds in each room of the castle so Dracula can get out of his casket. Use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move Matt left or right. To aim the grappling hook, grab and turn the blue arrow in the green angle box. To throw the hook, click the red throw button. To change how far Matt throws the hook, click the up or down arrows in the blue distance box. To reach a window ledge, click on a window, aim and throw. When the hook just reaches, it will catch on the ledge. To move Matt to the ledge, use the left and right arrow keys. Once Matt is on a ledge, click the orange jump button at the bottom of the screen to close the window blind. Each room has a timer. If time runs out, you'll have to start over. If Buzz or Delete cause trouble, bump them with the grappling hook to chase them away. Help the store owner change the size of blocks of frozen goop to the right size for his orders. Change the size of each new block to make it fit inside the crate. If the block doesn't fit, it will melt away. Click on the lever at the end of the conveyor belt to make a new block of goop. As each new block travels down the conveyor belt, choose a grow or shrink number at the top of the screen. Then click on the zapper to zap the block to the new size. When the timer under the crate runs out, the block inside will melt away. Use the mirrors on the walls to direct the light towards the disco ball. To select a mirror, click on it. Use the buttons under the cage to rotate the mirror and change the path of light. Bounce the light from mirror to reach the disco ball. Click on the switch at the side of the screen to turn on the light. Click on it again to turn off the light so you can rotate the mirrors. When the cage monster gets mad enough, the mirrors will reset. The divers need the right amount of water in the pool to score a perfect dive. To find the right depth for a diver, multiply the dive depth by the diver adjustment. Change the depth of the water by adding or removing monsters from the pool. To move a monster between the pool and the stands, click on him, move him to the new spot, and click again to drop him. Click the monster on the diving board to make him dive. Once the diver reaches the top of the ladder, the monster on the diving board dives. If the depth needed for the dive has a decimal in it, change it to a whole number. If the decimal part is less than 0.5, just use the whole number part. If it is 0.5 or more, use the whole number plus 1. Help the monsters practice their hang gliding, then use the time it takes to fly the short course to predict the time for a longer course. Use the up, down, left, and right arrow keys on the keyboard to fly the monsters through the short course. After the flight, a calculation screen will help you tell how long it will take to fly the long course by using the time from the short one.
Click on the signpost to explore Castleblanca. If you come across an object on the ground, click on it. Click on the squawk pad for help to set game preferences to view your inventory or to quit the game. To change the difficulty level, click on the squawk pad, then on Game Controls. Choose Level 1 Easiest, Level 2 Medium, Level 3 Hardest, or Auto to let the game adjust to your skill level. To change the volume, click on the squawk pad, then on Game Controls. You can set the volume for voice, music, and sound, all independently. To change the units from metric to the US system, or from the US system to metric, click on the squawk pad, then on Game Controls.
Two alchemists want to turn lead pieces to gold and split it equally between them. Use the items in the lab to put the lead into two groups so they each have the same amount of lead. To use an item, drag it to the object on the table that you want to use it with. Click the hint button for part of the solution, but if you do, you'll lose an item from your inventory and you'll have to go get it again. Find the area of each window and make curtains to help a Castleblanca resident hide from the sunlight. To use an item, drag it to the spot where you want to use it. Measure the height and width of each window. Next, drag the correct math symbol onto the bottom box below the window to find the area. When you've found the area, drag the fabric onto the window to make the curtains. Click the hint button for part of the solution, but if you do, you'll lose an item from your inventory and you'll have to go get it again. Use the parts you've collected to build the solar protection device and rescue the gloom chip from Hacker. Click on a part to select it. Click the rotate button to rotate a selected part. Click the horizontal or vertical flip button to flip a selected part.
Click here to go to the next item. Click here to go to the previous item.
To balance a scale approximately, first figure out the difference between the weights on each side. Then add mummies to change the difference until it comes within the range. Look at the number in the green angle box and the arrow next to it. The arrow shows the direction that Matt throws the hook, and the number measures it in degrees. Degrees are one way to give information about direction. Look closely at the wall behind the conveyor belt and at the back wall of the crate. Each have lines evenly spaced apart. You can use these lines to help compare the size of the block to the size of the crate. Are you having trouble predicting the direction the light will take when it hits a mirror? Watch this. Light bounces off a mirror at the same angle that it hits at. What happens when you put monsters in the pool? Try putting a small, medium, or large monster in and observe the water level. Bigger monsters make the water level increase more than smaller monsters do. Notice what the water level is now and figure out how much you need to change the level for the current diver. Use what you observed when you put different sized monsters in the pool to estimate which ones you should add or subtract to make the water the right level for the current diver. Use what happens to change your estimate for your next try. You can sometimes use what you learn about one situation to predict what will happen in a similar situation. In this problem, you will use the time it takes to fly the practice course to predict the time it would take for a long course.
The diner. Dracula's Castle. Castleblanca General Store. The Eerie Inn. Castleblanca Slime Pool. The Moors.
So we still have to find 6 more items. So we still have to find 5 more items. So we still have to find 4 more items. So we still have to find 3 more items. So we still have to find 2 more items. So we still have to find 1 more item.
Do you really want to delete that player? You know you're gonna lose that player forever if you hit delete.
We're back here again? And we still don't have any parts to build an SPD. Well, we've got 1 part. We still need 5 more to build that SPD. With 4 more parts, we can build the SPD to shade the gloom chip from the sun. 3 parts found, 3 to go. Only 2 parts and we'll have everything we need. 1 more part to find. I can't wait to see Hacker's face when he finds out. Way to go! We've got all the parts we need to build the SPD. Now, let's get that weather chip.
We're back here again? And we still don't have any parts to build an SPD. Well, we've got 1 part. We still need 5 more to build that SPD. With 4 more parts, we can build the SPD to shade the gloom chip from the sun. 3 parts found, 3 to go. We're getting close, guys. 2 more parts and we're good to go. 1 more part to find. Hacker doesn't know who he's dealing with. Way to go! We've got everything we need to build the SPD. Now let's get that weather chip.
We're back here again, and we still don't have any parts to build an SPD. Well, we've got 1 part. We still need 5 more to build that SPD. With 4 more parts, we can build the SPD to shade the gloom chip from the sun. 3 parts found, 3 to go. We're getting close, guys. 2 more parts and we're good to go. 1 more part to find. Hacker doesn't know who he's dealing with. Way to go. We've got everything we need to build the SPD. Now let's get that weather chip.
Oh, but don't forget, we weren't able to help those alchemists with their gold. And we lost a part. Oh, but remember, we couldn't figure out how much fabric was needed for those curtains. And we lost a part.
Are you really sure you want to quit? Don't you want to play again? I do. That handy item will be kept in your squack pad. To give it to someone later, just click on the squack pad, then click on your inventory and select the item in the inventory. Then all you have to do is click Beam. Couldn't be easier. The town square.
Let's get going. We've got to get that gloom chip. What are we waiting for, guys? Let's keep moving. Come on, guys. We're still not finished, and Castleblanca needs that chip.
We have to keep working together to get the gloom chip. Can we please hurry? You know Hacker's around here somewhere. We still have more to do, but I think we're way ahead of Hacker. At least I hope so.
We need to think and take our time with the games. Haste makes mistakes. Shouldn't we, get moving? We're not done. Does that concern anyone? We have to keep going.
Are you guys taking a snack break? I did see Buzz and Delete around here. Is this nap time? Mother B is depending on you. I mean us. Let's go! We're not done, are we? Didn't think so.
Hey, we need you to help the mummies get into their favorite restaurant. Those guys love their ghoul burgers. Hello, friends. I'm so glad you're here. This restaurant is a favorite in Castleblanca. The food is positively scary. But this sunny weather is hurting business. There's a secret entrance at the back of the restaurant that avoids the sun, but is not easy to find. If you'll help the mummies through the back door, bet they'll give you the activating lever for the solar protection device. Welcome back. You've already got the activating lever here at the restaurant, but there are still so many hungry mummies trying to get through the back door. If you have time, I'm sure they'd appreciate your help. So, I hear you've lost the activating lever that the mummies gave you. You should really be more careful. Fortunately, they have an extra and will give it to you if you can help some more of them get into the restaurant through the back door.
Count Dracula needs your help. Buzz and Delete have opened all his blinds, and he can't function with all that sunlight. He's a vampire. He can't stand sunlight. Boy, you're just in time. Dracula has a cyber casket chassis which you'll need for the solar protection device. But Buzz and Delete are trying to keep him in his coffin by opening all the window blinds in his castle, letting the sunlight in. He needs your help, or you'll never see that SPD part, or the Count again. Good luck! Well, hello again. I know you've already got the SPD part from Dracula, but Buzz and Delete are still playing games with his window blinds. Do you think you have a minute to spare? Maybe you could work your magic again. If not, Dracula will just have to sleep through it until the weather's back to normal. You've lost the chassis that Dracula gave you. Oh, this could be disastrous. Fortunately, he does have more, but Buzz and Delete are still up to their old tricks. You'll have to close the window blinds again, but I'm sure Dracula will help you out.
Wow, are we glad you're here. This store owner needs help shipping his orders of frozen goop. Everybody just loves his goop. Business is so brisk with all this warm weather. I'm so glad you're here. The owner of this store is in big trouble. His orders of frozen goop have gone through the roof and he can't keep up with the shipping requirements. If you can help him with his orders, there's an SPD arm in it for you, and that's just what you need. Well, it's you again. You've already earned your SPD arm, but I know the owner of the goop business could still use your help if you can spare a few moments of your time. Let's keep those goop orders flying. Yes, I've heard. You lost the SPD arm, haven't you? How did that happen? My. Well, business is still brisk, and I'm sure the business owner would replace it for you if you lent him a helping hand again.
Hey, come on in and help us get this party started. I just hope you know something about disco balls. Thank goodness you're here. We've been planning the harvest ball for months, but this sunny weather has fried the circuits at the Erie Inn. That means no light for the disco ball. No disco ball equals no disco, right? If you can find some way to get the disco ball working, I'm sure the dance leader would hand over the micro-grabbit. Good to see you again. I hope that grabbit that you've got here will help with the SPD you'll be building. The dance is still going strong, and we could always use some more disco ball, if you're up for helping out some more. You lost the micro-grabbit, didn't you? You must keep it close to you. It's an important part. Well, you'll have to get the disco ball shining again, but I'm sure the dance leader can replace the lost piece for you.
Come join us for our dive competition. With all this sunny weather, we really need your help to set the water level. I was afraid you'd never arrive. Our annual diving competition is today. There was no way to reschedule it. The water level at the Castleblanca slime pool is normally set by rainfall. But, as you can see, there hasn't been much rain lately, what with the weather chip disappearing. We need your help. I've heard you're building something to rescue the chip with. We can give you the SPD undercarriage if you help us. I know that will come in handy. Welcome back. Thanks for your help earlier. You've already got the SPD undercarriage, but the competition is still going. If you'd like to join us, we could use some more help keeping the water level up. Oh boy, lost the undercarriage, did you? We can give you another one, if you'll help us with more dives, that is.
Hey, please help our hang gliding friends figure out how long their trip will take. We don't have a clue. Great, you're here. Some residents of Castleblanca have been planning a hang glider trip away from here. They're more anxious than ever to leave this sunny weather behind them, but they need to figure out approximately how long their trip will take so that they can determine how much food and clothing to bring. If you can help them out with this, they've got a handy solar blocker that they can pass along to you for the SPD. Oh, you're back! Even though you've already got the solar blocker? Okay. The monsters were so impressed with the help that you gave them that I'm sure they'd love for you to go through the process with them again. The more often they see it in action, the better their chances of being able to figure it out for themselves the next time. I know what you're going to say. You've lost the solar blocker. That's great. Not. I'm happy to tell you that our hang gliding friends have another one. If you can go over the process that you used the last time to figure out their approximate travel time, they're a bit foggy on the details, I'm sure they'd be happy to give it to you.
Well, look at this. I wonder where this leads. Hacker's Castle.
Motherboard says we can save Castleblanca by rescuing the gloom chip. Then we can make this site dark and gloomy again. Ready? We've got a solar protection device to build.
All right, you heard Motherboard. We can save Castleblanca by rescuing the gloom chip and making it dark and gloomy again. Let's get going. This is gonna be fun. We've got a solar protection device to build.
Hey, you heard Motherboard. We have to save Castleblanca by rescuing the gloom chip and restoring this site to its regular gloomy self. Let's get going. We've got an SPD to build.
Are you sure you want part of the solution? You lose an item from your inventory,